I thought defensively, what an outstanding defensive performance, especially, having a couple opportunities where drives started in the red zone, one on the plus 27, one on the plus 23, and to be able to hold Oregon State to no points in those situations. I think it's one of the big reasons that we were up 21-3. Offensively, love how we started, come out in the first two drives, get up 14-0, end up having a muffed punt, end up having a fumble with Sam off trying to throw the ball slipped out of his hands and kind of set us back a little bit. And then you come back and you have a 10-play, 77-yard drive to make it 21-3. So good start. I thought good adjustments at halftime, scoring on 3 of the first 4 drives in the second half. Overall, good performance, always things to correct, but happy to get the Pac-12 win.
Yeah, where did you see improvements on offense, and where do you think still needs work as you go into the second half of the season?
I keep on seeing the young wideouts starting to make plays. You saw Tyler Vaughn's step up and make plays. Saw Michael Pittman make a couple plays in that game. Trayvon Sidney made a nice play in that game. And then Josh Fallow, with his first touchdown of the year. But I see our young skilled players coming along very well right now. Probably the biggest corrections on the day probably is just not beating ourselves, having the turnover in special teams and turnover on offense, really got us off rhythm just a little bit. But overall, I like how the kids started and how they finished the game.
Where is this defense growing and getting stronger?
Just getting to the quarterback. We get 2 sacks on the day, but really the pressures, the hurries, the hits on the quarterback, the batted balls. I mean, we're really affecting these Pac-12 quarterbacks and defensively. The pressures that Clancy's getting obviously get there, but it's our 4-man rush too. Our 4-man rush is getting home, which is imperative to allow us to play coverage. So credit to that defensive front. They're playing really good football right now.
We saw some debuts on Saturday. You played a lot of true freshmen, redshirt freshmen. What did you see from the young guys?
Yeah, we were able to play 31 kids on offense, 25 kids on defense. Those type of experiences and reps just make your team stronger as you go down the stretch here, just in case you get a couple more injuries. But it's going to help the player to be able to play them and play in that Coliseum, getting those valuable reps. It was neat to see a bunch of young guys step in and make plays.
As we look at Utah, typically they're very strong at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. Is that what you're seeing again this year?
Yeah, no question. One of the bigger fronts that we'll face, both offensive line and defensive line in the conference. Kyle has always produced a very physical football team. It's no different this year. It should be an absolute fist fight out there.
Familiar face at quarterback in Troy Williams. What do you see from the Utes offensively?
Yeah, with both quarterbacks, depending on which one they play, both are extremely athletic and can create outside the pocket. There are designed runs for both of them in their offense, and both of them can spin it. Both of them can make any throw on the field. And with Troy, we saw how hot he can get. Got very hot in our game last year in the second half, and it's another game where hopefully we can affect the quarterback in the passing game. I've been extremely impressed with Carrington, their receiver, and what he's done on the year, one of the top receivers in the country.
9 interceptions for this Utes defense. What do you see in the back end, an opportunistic group?
Yeah, it seems like it's that way every year. Their host of safeties and corners are some of the best in our league, and they're always seem to come up with the ball year in and year out, and this year's no different. They're playing at a very high level. I think it's one of the reasons that you see overall they're one of the better defenses in our league. Tremendous run stop defense. I think they were 80 going into the Stanford game last week. It was 89 yards per game, so a huge challenge for our offense, and should be a great game.
And finally, your stated goal, obviously, to win the conference. How important is this game in trying to accomplish that?
Yeah, we just finished all our Pac-12 North play, and we're sitting atop right now of the Pac-12 South with 5 Pac-12 South games to go, and here's the first one in Utah. Both Utah and us sit atop with 1 loss, so obviously this is a critical game, as well as every other one will be down the stretch here.